I'm dodging scrims for a second right now to bring you guys this. So hopefully you guys like this video. Make sure you hit the like button. But we're going to be looking at the pool play live reaction for Mexico City Open Gears of War 4. This is exciting. This is very exciting. We are live with hopefully the pool play draw reactions. They're supposed to, this is the 2K stream, or the fight night stream on let's see, it is Wednesday the 23rd of January. And I'm dodging scrims for a second right now to bring you guys this. So hopefully you guys like this video. Make sure you hit the like button. But we're going to be looking at the pool play live reaction for Mexico City Open Gears of War 4. This is exciting. This is very exciting. I'm going to turn down their voices a little bit. Just a little bit, so we can get some good reaction here, get some good audio, and see what's about to go down for Mexico City. Again, guys, this is the Gears of War 4 Mexico City Open pool play draw live reaction. My name is Ashes. Welcome. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm hoping, because the seating is all messed up, we see some weird pools. Now, normally what we see is we get our own pool. Echo Fox, or aka Denial now, gets their own pool. Ghost Gaming gets their own pool, and then Space Station Gaming, as a European seed, #1 European seed, gets their own pool. But because there's only been 2Ks and one LAN event that's actually counted towards pro points ever since they did the reset a couple months back, I think it's going to be different. So obviously they're talking about us. We get pool A. That's kind of something that we expected. You know, little intro video. Gil looking all tough. My man Brian B Solurs, the GOAT. Sumuns, he's got your home hill. I don't know, it feels weird doing intros like this. My teammates, man. OpTic Gaming in pool A, so that's to be expected. The other thing we're gonna expect is Denial. They have the #2 seed. They should be pool B by themselves. And then we should expect to see the team that's Speedy. I think they're going as I don't know what their team name is, but Speedy's team with God Plays and Crushmo and Firearm and whoever, they should be pool C. And then I think the LATAM Kings, aka Ghost, I think Ghost should have pool D to themselves. But that means that Space Station Gaming could be in somebody's pool, and we could have some like stacked pools. American Icy. This team is pretty much our like main rivals, and with them being in pool B, that means there's no way that we play them until the semifinals, because like for a while there, New Orleans and San Diego, they were pool C, I believe, because Ghost was #2 seed. So that let us be able to play them early on in the tournament if things lined up like in a weird way. Yeah, this is that team: Speedy, Toy Soldier, Crushmo, Firearm, and God Plays. That's the #3 seed. Now, I know that's kind of weird probably to a lot of you guys, but again, the Toronto LAN event, the Toronto Regional that we won, that was the only LAN event that's really counting towards your pro points for this event. So because almost everybody on that roster except God Plays was there, and everybody on that roster plays like top 4 to 5, except for God Plays not being there. Remember Firearm, Crushmo, they were on the team that took second. I don't know what team Toy was on at the time. He might have been on that team as well. Speedy was there playing with Ghost. So okay, Space Station Gaming. So Space Station Gaming is pool D, so they're still giving it to the European seed. It's surprising. Definitely surprising. I would have thought that they would have given it to Ghost, but you know, it's the #1 seed at Europe, so you do have to give them, you know, so their proper respect. I just don't know how the points play out. So Okay, so Space Station's got their own pool. Darn, I was kind of hoping that we got them in our pool. Turn off the music. All right, so just to show you guys further proof that this is live, show you my phone. It is 8:34 p.m. on January 23rd. So legitimate. We are watching this live. I can even show you the little bar down here. January 23rd, 8:20. Or I mean, sorry, 8:34. So. So they're doing a snake draft is what Blaze is explaining, which means they're going to go like, I think they're going to go A, B, C, D, D, C, B, A, but it could be D, C, B, A, A, B, C, D. Ghost. Ghost. Okay, so it does go D, C, B, A. But because Space Station Gaming has D, that means Ghost has to go in pool C, which means the next draw should go to Space Station's pool. The reason for that is you can't have two foreign teams, like two non-United States teams in the same pool. It's to help divide out the international teams. So Ghost is an international team. Space Station Gaming is an international team. You got to separate them into separate pools, which means the next draw will go into pool D, and then it'll go back to going into pool B, and then our pool, pool A, and then the next draw will be pool A, B, C, D, assuming that there aren't any more overlaps with international teams. So this next draw should go to pool D. Simplicity. Okay. So Simplicity is going into pool D with Space Station. That's the team with Shock, Crash, Pell, Clouts, and Kyle. Pretty good roster. I'll turn their voices down a little bit. It's a pretty good roster. I definitely expect that team to do well, and I think that team does fairly well against Space Station most of the time. So we'll see how that plays out. Good pool so far. So you've got Space Station and Simplicity in the same pool. You've got Ghost and Speedy's team. So that should be kind of a cool revenge rematch, like Speedy playing against his old teammate Idenevs. You've got a storyline there. Not much of a storyline in pool D, but you know, we'll see what that third team could be. That leaves teams like Reciprocity. Leaves teams like Rise still available to go into our pool. So we could have Reciprocity or Rise in our pool. I would love to have Reciprocity in our pool and Rise going to Echo Fox's, or sorry, Denial. I'm so used to calling them Echo Fox. It's funny that they go from the Fox to the Wolves. You know what? If there is any kind of conspiracy, Rise will end up in pool B with Denial. If there's any kind of fixing. There it is. There it is. We called it. It's so obvious. They're always in the same pools together. There's this huge rivalry, this clash between this team of Rise and the team of pretty much any team that Fran is on. And now, again, you have them in the same pool once again. And that one actually should be an interesting match because those two teams match up pretty well against each other on LAN. It'll be interesting to see how the loss of powers due to the age rule and the replacement of Keem affects that team. Obviously, Powers is a really strong player for that team, so having him gone is definitely hurting them online. We can see it. But Keem usually shows up pretty strong on LAN when he used to play before he switched to coaching. So it's a toss-up, and Denial's been kind of in a funk lately. Pretty much ever since we came back, they haven't been seeming like themselves up to their full potential. They show up when it matters, but still, that could be a good match. And there's definitely some back and forth between those teams, which means we're gonna get Reciprocity in our pool. Yeah. So we get Reciprocity in our pool. Not surprising. I can't say that's surprising. You got Lava, you got Kenny, you got 2 X players from our roster. Vital Sam, Soto used to team with Praized. You know, it's an exciting matchup. And Demo, obviously. It's you know, it's interesting, but I don't think that'll be too serious of a matchup. Like they'll probably be our biggest competition of this pool, unless we get like a crazy draw. I can't even imagine who else we could get. We have to get an international team, I believe. So we could get Elevate, the Latin American team. We could get Fire and Ice, Latin America. And then there's probably another European team that we could get. So I could see us getting Elevate. If we don't get Elevate, Pool B will get Elevate. Assuming that that's how that plays out. Assuming that that's how that plays out. Because I don't know how many international teams there are. It should be a few. It should be one for each pool, I thought. I could be wrong, but I was pretty sure that it was one for each pool. So the next draw should go to Pool A. So go to our pool. We'll know our pool. And then back down to B, down to C, down to D. That's what Blaze is explaining right now. Yeah, that the first team drawn is going to go to Pool A. Okay, so he just confirmed that if it's not an international team, then the draw will get moved on to the next pool that that needs a non-international team. In control. So this looks like an NA team, which means they'll go to Pool C. I'm not sure who all this is. Oh, okay. So this is the team with Eternity, with Heza, Handles. I can't remember who else is on this team. Maybe we'll see their pictures. Maybe, yeah, there's Eternity. Maybe we'll see their pictures. Maybe not. Okay, so they're going to go to Pool C because they're a North American team. They're a United States team. I don't like saying North American because technically Mexican teams are North American. But they're a North American team, United States team, whatever you want to call them. So they're going to Pool C because Pool C is the first team or first pool that doesn't that already has an international team. So Pool C and Pool D will get the 2 last American teams. Pool A and Pool B will get the last 2 like foreign teams. So I really could see us getting Elevate in our pool, which that's the team with like Crack and Crystallize and I think Cardia, Adverse. They're a pretty good team. We scrimmed them a decent amount. So he's explaining if they're a North American team, this team goes to Pool D with Space Station and Simplicity. Mazer. Okay, there you go. That's the last North American team. So that team's going to Pool D. That's the team with Sneak. That's basically the old roster that actually took us to Map 3, Round 13 in San Diego. Exclusive, Sneaky. I can't remember all their names, but a solid team. A team that doesn't show it online, but definitely shows up on LAN. So that's actually a pretty competitive pool. If that team shows up, if the Mazer Gaming or whatever they're called shows up, yeah, Mazer Gaming, that team plays better on LAN, and then you got Space Station and Simplicity. That's actually a pretty competitive pool. I don't know if I'd call them the pool of death, but I would definitely say that's a competitive pool. If we get Elevate, then I would say our pool is probably considered the pool of death. If Pool B, the pool with Denial and Rise gets Elevate, I would say that'd be the pool of death. Because I don't think the second place team out of Europe is that strong of a team, if I remember. All right, let's see. There should be 2 foreign teams left. 1 European, 1 Latin American. unless it's too Latin American. It very well could be too Latin American. I don't really know. Elevate. So we get Elevate. So we have Elevate and Reciprocity in our pool. I would say this is pretty much the pool of death. You can see the coach for Reciprocity in the chat going, bruh. Yeah, that's a that's pretty interesting. I like that pool. I like that pool. That gives us like a pool that we have to try hard against, which we as a team really appreciate that. We like having competition like coming out of the gate on day one. So I'm really glad to see that we have a strong pool, and then whatever open bracket team comes, which will be the lowest seeded open bracket team. And this means that I know who I have to do my homework against, Reciprocity and Elevate. So cool. I like our pool. I'm comfortable with our pool. I think I'm confident against those two teams, but it's still a cool pool. It's an interesting pool, especially Elevate. Like, because Elevate's a team that pushes Denial to their limits, and Denial typically beats Reciprocity. So like, I don't have much more to go off of than that. I've never seen Reciprocity and Elevate scrim, but if Elevate plays how they do against Denial against Reciprocity on LAN, and Reciprocity is still playing how they have been, that could be a really interesting match. That one could go either way. So our damage is the French team. We've seen them as Fable EU. We've the second edition. We've seen them as Vitality. We've seen them as Lucent. This is a solid team. We played them in San Diego, I believe, and like 14-2'd them. But they're like solid players, so like they can't be slept on. But I don't think that they put up a fight against Denial and Rise. So I really think that pool will be whoever wins the matchup between Denial and Rise wins that pool. So really the main two interesting pools are ours, Pool A, because we have Reciprocity and Elevate, and I would say Pool D because you've got Mazer, you've got Simplicity, and you have Space Station. And so here we go, right here. You can see you have these are the pools. I'll pause it kind of real quick. Sorry, it gets faded out. These are the pools, and I really think that if you take into consideration some of the open bracket teams that are going to be there, like the team that's been kind of causing upsets in the North American 2Ks with Kraz and Yogurt and Noxious, that team should have a pretty high seed coming out of the open bracket if they make it, which means they probably would get put into Pool D, which means that pool would be really staticky because that team is like really strong. So overall, these are your pools. I think if I'm going to make quick predictions, I think it's going to be us and Reciprocity, even though that's really close, the Reciprocity Elevate matchup. I think it'll be us and Reciprocity. I think it'll be, my gut says go with Denial taking first seed in Pool B. It'd be interesting to see the outplay, but it's definitely going to be Denial and Rise. It'll just depend on that matchup. In Pool C, I think Ghost is going to be first seed, and I think Buddy Buddy is going to be second. I don't think In Control is a strong enough team to beat either of those two teams. And then in Pool D, if I had to guess, I would say probably Simplicity and then Space Station Gaming. So that's my predictions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a thumbs up, smash that like button. Thank you guys again so much for watching this video. The Gears of War 4 Mexico City Open live reaction and predictions. If you enjoyed, let me know what your comments are, or let me know what your thoughts are and your predictions are down in the comment section. I'm definitely interested to read some of them. Do you have any different opinions about how these pools are going to turn out? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.